The Jets still have a shot at the postseason and will take the first step to keeping their playoff hopes alive on Sunday when they battle the Seahawks in Seattle. New York Post Jets beat reporter Brian Costello, he's in Seattle, and he joins me for this week's Gang Green preview. Brian, how's it going?
Good, Dexter. How are you?
I'm doing well. Better than the Jets have been doing in the past month. I'm doing well. I hope you are doing the same as well, too. Brian, Mike White, he's back at QB. It's a shorter body of work, but his production under center has been better than Zach Wilson. With 2 games to go, is there pressure on White to save the Jets season?
Yeah, I think there's immense pressure on White. I think fans are viewing him as the savior here, coming in and trying to rescue the season and get them to the playoffs. And there's no question the offense has been more efficient when Mike White has been a quarterback than Zach Wilson. You can, point to that he lost 2 of the 3 games he started, but even in those games, the offense was much, much better, much more efficient, running on time. So I think White has a lot of pressure on him coming into these final 2 games to get it done and get the Jets into the playoffs for the first time in 12 years.
We will see if that happens. Now, we got to talk about the Jets' run game. Has not been strong during this recent stretch where they've lost 4 straight games. How likely is it that the team looks to establish a run early against the Seahawks?
I think it's very likely. I mean, they have to get the running game going. They know that. It hasn't worked in a while now. Seattle is not very good against the run statistically. So, can they do it? I just don't know if they can do it now, Dexter. Their offensive line is so banged up. Dwayne Brown's playing with one arm. George Fant doesn't look right. Now Nate Herbig was added to the injury report on Friday. They just look really banged up. Zonovan Knight doesn't really have the explosiveness he had when he first got in there. He's dealing with an ankle injury as well. So I just don't know if they can run the ball like they were. But when this offense, when this team was running at full speed in October, it was defense, run the ball, and have the quarterback not screw it up. That's the formula for this team to win, and that's what they need to do against Seattle.
All right, well, that kind of brings us to the keys of the game. You would think running the ball would be one of them, Brian. What is necessary for the Jets to sink the Seahawks and live to fight another week?
Yeah, it's not necessarily just running the ball, Dexter. It's just staying in rhythm on offense. If you watch the Jacksonville game, they had so many penalties and sacks on first downs and negative runs, that they ended up in 2nd and 12, 2nd and 13, 3rd and 15. You can't live like that. The offense can't function like that. So Mike White, whether it's Mike White, whether it's a running game, they just have to stay ahead of the sticks, Dexter. They need to be in 2nd and 6, 3rd and 3, those kinds of things, and not get into these 2nd and 15 situations. They can do that. I think they'll do well. And then defensively, they just have to keep doing what they've been doing. And hopefully they can create some turnovers. That they need to do that. And if they can score some points, that's a benefit too, because this offense could use, a defensive touchdown would help this team. But I think the key to this game, Dexter, is can the offense just function and stay in rhythm?
Can they stay in rhythm? We shall see. Now, Brian, I gotta let the people know, did you pick the Jets to win this week?
I did not, because of what we've talked about. I think this offensive line is done. I think they're shot, and I don't think, they're going to be able to move the ball. And Seattle is in a desperate situation just like the Jets, and they're at home. It's a tough place to play. And I think the Seattle quarterback, Dexter, might be a little motivated in this game.
A little revenge factor for Geno Smith there. I want to let the people know, too, everybody says, I see in the comments, Brian Costello does not pick the Jets to win. He's 8-7. Picking the Jets this season. So it's winning vibes with Brian, just not picking them.
Well, I picked them to beat the Lions, and they didn't come through for me, right? So there's been sometimes where I picked them, and they did not come through.
Sometimes it doesn't work like that. Brian's just out here giving you his opinion. Educated guesses. We all try to look good. At 8-7, 8-7 is not bad. It's better than the Jets. So, there we go. That is Brian Costello, New York Post Jets beat reporter out in Seattle. He'll be covering the game. Brian, I will talk to you soon. Be well. Enjoy, and we'll see if the Jets win.
All right. Thanks, Dexter.